Hey guys, Ben the Idiotic Nerd here, and today I'm going to be doing tests on my 1995 Mansfield Alto toilet. I got this as a filming yesterday from the restore, and that was also the day my cat died, and still pretty down about that, but, yeah. You can see it's round, and I'm fairly certain that's an original handle. Maybe. See the water level in the tank's kind of low, I think. Or at least it's lower than the stain or rust, the water rust mark thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah. So I guess, as you all know, I got this from the restore yesterday because I go there a lot. And fun fact, the tank lid, which I will quickly show you, but I guess like viewer description or whatever it's called, it's got some wax right here, but that's basically most of all that's wrong with it. There is another one that probably came from the same place, or before it ended up at the restore, and it's a lot cleaner in there, and it's one day older than the one that went with this toilet, assuming they didn't get mixed up while they were there. So I am going to now flush a washcloth down it. As you can see, the water level in the bowl might be just a little bit messed up because it's not exactly level. But let's see how it does. As expected, it passed. I'm gonna grab that really quick because I'll need it for the next test, which will be 2 washcloths if you've watched the other test videos. So I'm gonna place these in here and wait for the tank to get done filling, and then we'll see how it does on this. And while I'm waiting, I'm gonna show you all my only other Mansfield toilet. Also, you can see both the well-worths over here. One's over there because I was planning on moving this setup to that side of the house, but that probably won't happen. So I decided to move it to here. This probably won't be, or I'll probably have the boards and stuff here, and just have the toilets over there, and then bring them over there, when I want to test them. But, yeah, here's my other Mansfield, which I've done test videos on twice, but I'm going to refilm it a third time, because why not? And this is the Mansfield Imperial, or the 1977 Mansfield Imperial. You can see 3-bolt system. Might try and use that tank on some things at some point. Probably, that. But that's probably what that would be for. Probably an upcoming video as well. But anyways, enough rambling about stuff that isn't related to what this video is supposed to be about, which is testing my newest acquisition. So let's see how it does. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's gonna clog. And indeed, it did clog. So I'm gonna pull that out now. And I'm going to redo that test. I'm thinking partial reason it didn't go down was because the red washcloth wasn't fully wet, but I don't know. Oh wow, it really dirtied up the bowl, didn't it? I guess I should expect that when these are most of the time sitting on the ground with like grass and stuff. Can't wait to see this thing on an overfilled tank when I get to that test sometime in this video. Let's see if it can pass it this time. Yet again, it did not. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try and lay them out like this and see if I can take them that way. Alright, the tank is done filling. Let's see if we can take them this way. And it failed yet again. And that other one did not go through, so I'm going to have to give it another flush, see if I can get that other one to go through. There we go. Now the next test is going to be dirt. Or ash. So I'm going to get said ash. I feel like I should use a cup for this. Actually, now that I think about it, I might do just that. Because conveniently in the tank of this toilet when I got it, there was this cup. Don't know where it's from, but sure is a big help in this case. So why don't we put it to good use? I try and separate all the pine strong grass from here as I can. As this is not a pine straw test, or isn't intended to be, but there is quite a bit over here because this ash is kind of piled up right by a tree. And so yeah. And I don't think that's going to be enough, so I'm going to get more. And here the tank is done filling, I think. So I'm going to put this other bit in there. Clean off my hands a bit. And let's see how it does. Oof. I don't know why it's sticking there. Is that because like it's not hitting? I don't know, there's like some kind of like residue there, I think. That didn't do as well as I thought it would. I don't know if the fill valve in the tank is just adjusted a bit wrong for some reason. But this toilet seems to have an alright flush with it set there. But that's not really going to be much of a problem in a bit when I get to other tests. Oh, I wonder if that's why there's this reducer thing in here. I'm going to turn that down around halfway. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's this hose right here. And it's just shooting in water. as the tank is filling, and it's kind of, as you can see, it's either it's emptied out quite a bit of the dirt, or it's all just settled to the bottom. Probably a mix of the two. But now, let's see if, minus all this over here, it can take the rest of it. And it did in fact do that. So now, I'm going to flush it with a clogged siphon jet. And then probably try, I don't know if I'm going to do all the tests again, because that might be a bit time consuming. But I know I'm going to do the dirt test again. See if it, I don't even know if it's going to siphon or not. Wow, this is small siphon jet. It's kind of hard to get that up in there. There we go, that's good enough. Hope it don't get stuck in there. Is it done filling? It is done filling. Alright, let's see what it does with a press and release flush. And then if it doesn't siphon, I'm gonna hold the handle down and have the water overfilling into the little tube thing. I personally like that flush. I don't know about you all, but that in my opinion was pretty cool. Reminds me a bit of the Mansfield Imperial that I showed you earlier. I wonder how it's gonna do on the washcloth, which I'm gonna put in there in like 3.5 seconds. I don't know if that was 3.5 seconds, but I don't care. Let's see how it does. Oh, the flapper shut. I guess that's because of where I placed the pipe thing. Or the... Ain't that the smartest place I could put that? Right there by the... Right there by the flapper, to where it's probably gonna close that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably wanna move that and try and get this center. There we go. Gonna move that to a better location. I'll probably just put it back in the pipe, reduce the water flow a bit, and now let's see how it's gonna do. Yeah, it definitely needs that siphon jet when you're trying to flush stuff like this down there. I'm gonna try that again and kind of have it sitting there. I like how you can adjust how much water flow is going into the bowl and stuff in there. That's pretty cool. Alright, the tank is done filling. Let's see if it can do better this time. Probably gonna hold the handle down as well. I'm gonna try and get a swirly siphon out of this. There we go. I'm not even gonna try with the two washcloths, because I think we all can infer what's gonna happen there. So I'm just gonna move right on straight on. Wonder if the bowl rinse might be a bit better this time. Alright. Now let's see if it does better than it did before. Or if it does worse. I think it may have done a little bit better, which is rather interesting in my opinion. I'm gonna give that another flush and see if it can clear the rest of that out. And again, I really like that flush, despite it not being the best in terms of taking stuff down. At least solid objects. I mean, all of those are just like really small solid objects, but stuff like cloths and stuff, probably toilet paper as well. Yeah, it's probably not the best at that. Well, it's done filling, so let's see what it does. Again. Alright, it did leave some in there, but I mean the flush is a bit weaker. And some of that water kind of sprayed out. And now we'll move on to the third and final portion of the video. Alright, now this third portion of the video, which I haven't included, at least as of right now, because I still have more, I'm going to be refilling the toilets that I filmed already, and I still have some first flush videos to post. But this third portion of the video is going to be seeing how it does on an overflowing tank. Oh wait, I haven't done the... Nah, that's fine. But anyways, the overflowing tank test is going to be literally flushing it with an overflowing tank. Now this flush is probably going to be pretty epic, because it had probably around half the water in the tank before than it does right now. So I'm going to fill it up a little bit more. And now, let's see this amazing flush. Wow. It did a triple siphon. That was nice. So now what we're gonna do is see how that does. Actually, I'm gonna go straight to the double siphon jet. This toilet only has one, as far as I know. There could be a concealed one that no one knows about for some reason, but I'm sure someone knows. More like most of the people watching this video. Alright, the tank is completely full now. Well, let's see if it can do better than it did before. Oh no. Well, as you saw before, it did not in fact do better than it did the first time. And now, I'm going to have to unclog it. Give me just a minute. Alright. After a somewhat tough battle, I have finally got it. Alright, I've got all of the dirt. Truck noises. Alright. Let's watch all this dirt. Again, besides some of the stuff up there, completely disappear. Unless you're looking at the bottom of the setup, because that's where the dirt's going, so you'll see the dirt down there. But anyways, and like I said, all the dirt has disappeared. I'm going to turn the flash on so you can see it a bit better. And if I said that was the last flash of the video, I'm going to do one more for, I guess, the outro or whatever. Also, plunger. I don't know why I did that, but yeah. I'm going to run over here and turn off the water really quick. And now, I will end the video now. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.